Middays. We are live at the Gulfport Luxury RV Park. What a fantastic day and what a great view we have of the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. I'd say it's less than half a mile just south of our point, watching all the traffic stream down Highway 90. But a gorgeous day here on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. Kurt Allen, president of the Mississippi Aquarium, is now our guest. Kurt, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. So the Cruising the Coast, what a fantastic event that is for this area.
It sure is. It brings out people from all over the country, and for them to be able to come down and enjoy our coast, our little secret coast that we love so much, is it's great to showcase why we're here and the passion we have about our coast.
Well, in addition to cruising the coast, of course, the casino gaming industry, which is fully entrenched here on the Gulf Coast, lots of other things to do as well, including the Mississippi Aquarium.
That's right. We've been open for 4 years now and celebrated our 1 millionth guest back in August. So we were very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, and it's great to see the cruisers coming in and stopping by and saying hello to us at the aquarium. You know, the first 2 years was during COVID and cruising, and everything was kind of up in the air. And the last 2 years, we've seen a nice little uptick during this week, and really being able to share what we do every single day with from people from around the country.
Kurt, do you target the cruisers? Do you promote the aquarium knowing they're going to be in town?
Yeah, it depends on the year. The first couple of years, we were sponsors for cruising, so we gave out discount coupons and all that kind of thing. And but digital-wise, we can hit digital advertising and kind of geofence people and really target them to kind of come over to the aquarium. So we have our little strategies. Sure.
Yeah. It's amazing the tools available today to market.
It's no longer just a print ad in a magazine. There's a lot of
or billboards,
or billboard.
Shotgun.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That's changed the world, and then of course artificial intelligence now being used considerably in target marketing. I took a white paper down this morning. I read about that. It's amazing what's on the boards and what's coming there.
Well, technology moves faster than we can even think about it. So it's crazy. Yeah.
How's the aquarium doing?
We're doing great. We've got our big fundraiser coming up on October 24th, which is our Sea of Stars, and so that's kind of what we're gearing up for. And then we have a huge deal coming up during the same time as the holiday lights at Gulfport, and we're putting on our own Christmas show this year, starting the day after Thanksgiving, and we have some technology. We're actually going to showcase a brand new little cartoon that we're putting together. Ex-Disney Imagineers are actually doing the Imagineering, and we've got some penguins that are trying to bring gifts back to Santa, and it's going to be technology that you have not seen here on the coast. You know, it's similar to what they do on the castle in Orlando and all that cool technology, and we're going to do that on the side of our building and showcase these little penguins. So that's going to be a big, major focus. We're so proud that Coca-Cola joined as our premier sponsor for that and are helping us get this thing off the ground. So people can look for that coming up in this December.
How important is it, Kurt, in an aquarium and an attraction like that to continue to refresh and upgrade and just add new exhibits and so forth?
Yeah, new exhibits. You're always looking to have something for people to do. You know, you could add a new blue fish to the tank, and it's not enough to get you back to the aquarium. So we're always trying to create events and little special things for our audience, whether it's the Best Dam Festival to celebrate our beavers, which was one that we created. And, you know, we'll do stuff on St. Patrick's Day, and we help the veterans out on multiple days throughout the year with free attendance. And so we're always looking to do something to engage our guest audience, to bring them back, trying to make them feel special. And then we really want them to become our proponents to shout.
Sure.
Our number one advertising is word of mouth, so we want to make sure we provide a great experience and have them go out and tell their friends how great it is.
And the curators that design and then build and implement these exhibits, are they employees of the aquarium?
Sometimes. It depends on what the project is. So our new building, Changing Tides, when we renovated that and added 25 new exhibits, it was a staff-driven operation. So we went to our staff and said, well, what kind of animals do we want to display? How big of tanks do you need? What kind of life support do you need? And then we worked with our local architect, EGH, to kind of put our thoughts and visions into something on paper. And so this was a completely staff-driven project, and one, it shows that we really love our staff and love what they do for us, and their creative ideas really do mean something. But to be able to take it from the staff and put it on paper and then go out and build it for, we spent about $4 million renovating. It was really a special project. And if you're building a new building and it's big and something, then you may bring in outside people. But if it's inside and it's small exhibits and stuff, we go to staff right away. Yeah. They're the experts.
Yeah. I mean, there's a creative aspect of this, so somebody's got to be constantly thinking about what can we do different to just garner interest and perhaps return.
Yeah, and and we look at like what animals does Audubon Aquarium have, and we don't want to have the same thing they do.
Okay.
So we want to be different, And when people go to aquariums, they go to aquariums. It doesn't matter how close you are, because people love to see these things. But we want to be different. We want to have things that are different, and the way we display our sloth, for example, or the poison dart frogs, and those are things that our staff goes in, takes a look at, and says, what can we do different? And when you're really designing that, you're like, well, what do we want to do animal-wise? Who can live with who? Like, you can't just put a bunch of stuff together, because nature takes on nature. And so you really got to have experts looking at all that kind of stuff to make sure that you're providing a habitat that's a quality habitat for the animals that live in it. Because animal welfare and the way we treat our animals is extremely important. And that starts at exhibit design and goes all the way through to the rock work you put in and the enrichment devices or whatever it may be. We want to make sure we're providing a great animal welfare state for our animals.
Is there kind of a theme to feature fish and species that are indigenous to our area?
Yes and no. So we did that for our freshwater river. So we really were able to highlight Mississippi species for the freshwater river. When you do an aquarium and people come and you're family friendly, kids want to see lots of fish, lots of colors, and lots of shapes. And if you look at what we have locally, you don't have a lot of that. So you kind of go, we've got brown and silver, but we don't have a lot of diversity when it comes to what people are expecting when they walk in an aquarium. So you kind of got to go outside the region, and that's what our theme, from brown to blue and beyond really was talking about the brown waters of the Mississippi, going to the coastline, and then beyond. And so we try to showcase all different parts.
There's always, of course, concern about the threat to certain species, and some, of course, go extinct or their numbers start to dwindle. But it seems in some of the reports I've read that we're also discovering new species we didn't know were out there.
Yeah, it's amazing that you get reports almost weekly on new species that they're finding in weird places. Whether it's the ocean or the jungles, they're still finding new species of animals that we didn't know about. Things that they haven't seen and they thought were extinct 50 years ago all of a sudden pop up on a trail cam, and it's pretty exciting to know the resiliency of our animals, and they're pretty resilient. But there are animals that do need help. For instance, our penguins. We're trying to do a penguin campaign to build a new penguin habitat for African penguins that are on the list of going extinct. And if we don't do anything to help them, they will be extinct in the wild potentially within 10 to 20 years. And we want to be able to showcase our collection of penguins and make sure people are aware of what's going on out in the environment in certain areas. And it's important that we know what we do to our environment and the consequences it has.
Yeah. The African penguin, I'm not familiar with that.
So they live in South Africa. They're a temperate species. Most penguins don't live in Antarctica, like most people think. Most of the species are not cold species. And so these are the penguins that you can come and do interactions with them. We do a penguin interaction you can sign up for, and we're trying to build a new exhibit for them to kind of showcase them. And they're the typical penguins you see at most aquariums that you can go and interact with. They're great. They're so fun, and our staff loves them, and people that meet them love them. And we just want to be able to showcase them, and then we can. We want to be able to get into the breeding program and be able to help on the species survival plan. So, once you have a colony and they start having chicks, now you can start growing numbers. And, the more we have within our community, our zoo and aquarium community, the more we can help the wild penguins. So,
how does the Mississippi Aquarium receive its funding? What are the sources?
People buying tickets.
That's it.
That's it. And so we solely rely on that. We do get some funding from restoration funds and some of those types of things for capital projects. So if we're going to build a new building, right now we've got about $6.2 million for penguins, and we need about $2 million more, and a lot of that is city and state funding. But daily operations that pays our salaries is done straight through ticket sales and annual pass sales and encounter sales. And so we really need to drive people to the gate, and that's what our focus is with trying to create all these little events on the weekends and things just to drive people to come on in.
Before we go, we got about 30 seconds left. What's the average number of visitors to the aquarium per year?
Yeah, I mean, we've done 1.4 million. We're doing about 250,000 a year right now. So we want to try to get that up to 300,000. 300,000 would be a really good number for us. And so if you haven't stopped by, come and see us. msaquarium.org.
Sounds great. Kurt Allen, president of the Mississippi Aquarium, has been our guest here. Thanks for coming on, Kurt.
Thanks for having me. Good seeing you.
Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. Once again, the Element Well Studio is located at the Gulfport Luxury RV Resort, just a short throw from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We're coming right back.